Hi, everyone. While there are still some people joining in the session, I'll start off with something about your LinkedIn team, which is me, and we also have Pallavi on the panel. So, what we do is that we are the account servicing team for Schneider, which means that we take care of all of Schneider's activities on LinkedIn. With that said, we have around 3 to 5 years of experience of working on LinkedIn. So it also comes with expertise in terms of how to build your profile, how to look better, and use LinkedIn as a way to connect with your potential clients. So that's the purpose of today's session. And by the end of this session, what you should be able to do is understand what LinkedIn is all about. Why do you need LinkedIn profile, or why do you should be active on a LinkedIn profile, and how to set up your LinkedIn profile. Puneet, if it's okay, should we start? We are at 2:31.
Let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes more. I think people are still joining,
Perfect.
if it's okay.
So
Yeah.
while people are joining, just I would want people who are attending the event, attending the webinar, we can start chatting on the chat, and you can ask questions on the chat. You can interact with us on the chat. So the first question, while we're waiting for others to join, is how many of you regularly use your LinkedIn profile? Maybe just a raise of hands. Maybe, oh wow, so we have one person, two, three. I see quite a lot of you using your LinkedIn profile. So, further to increase or check the frequency, how many of you use your LinkedIn profile? Oh wow, we have somebody daily. So I don't think I need to ask my question further. Perfect. Okay. So I hope you find this session insightful. In terms of it will also help you in understanding how should you start your LinkedIn journey. So if for people who don't have a LinkedIn profile, how to make a LinkedIn profile, and for people who do, how to take it to the next level, how to make it better. What are the content that like the type of content that perform good on the platform. We have we have around 41 people. Hello? Perfect. A lot of people are saying that they use the profile daily. Puneet, should we start? I think we have a lot of people there and they're interacting and they're engaging. So I think we should start.
Yeah, we can start. Yes.
Perfect. I hope everybody can see my screen. Perfect. So, like I said, the entire agenda of this meeting or of this event is to make sure that we can enable you to make use of your profile better, to increase your LinkedIn presence better, right? So, which is why we've also named it How to Rock Your Profile. Moving ahead, this is the agenda we have for today. And then going ahead, the first thing that comes to our mind is what is LinkedIn? Like, out of all of the social platforms, what is LinkedIn and what is so special about LinkedIn? So, our vision is to create an economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. What this means is that we have first row seats to people changing jobs, people upskilling in their profiles, people joining different industries. So On a real-time level, we're able to see the how the workforce is changing, how the adaptation of the workforce is changing, how the skill set of the workforce is changing. And with that, one of the key USPs of LinkedIn as a platform is that we've constantly for 5 years been ranked the most trusted social platform consecutively. So we make sure that none of the member data or member privacy is hampered. Member privacy is one of the most important things for LinkedIn, which might or might not be there with other social media profiles, but that's one thing that we haven't compromised on in half a decade. With that, when I say that our vision is a economic graph, this is what I mean. So on LinkedIn, you have 1.2 billion plus members, which means that we see them working in 69 companies, have 41 plus K skill sets, running through or graduating through 140K plus schools. And also, we have a lot of courses which keep on updating, keep on upgrading based on the skill set, based on the member profiles, based on the companies and the schools they join, etc. So, what we really have is real time data of talent. What we really have is what is the workforce doing, and we can see them in terms of data, in terms of really figuring out. And we like a lot of times we're able to call out what is the next best thing that is going to come up in the next year, next 5 years, and so on. We've been pretty accurate at it. Now, the question is, why should you be on LinkedIn? You should be on LinkedIn because, like the workforce is changing, so is the buying landscape. A lot of people who are, connecting, a lot of people who want to make decisions, and these are the people that you want to reach out. The journey of making decisions is becoming more and more complex and is also starting to involve more and more people as we go by. Like each year, we have one more layer of people that are needed to make a decision. Each year, the number of duration, the number of weeks keeps on increasing in terms of how the decision making increases. Further, 87% of B2B buyers prefer credible content from industry influencers. When I say industry influencers, I don't necessarily mean the range of influencers that is there on all social media platforms. Influencer on LinkedIn can be anybody who has their point of view out, who is an industry expert in some sort, who is probably an expert in manufacturing or an expert in apparel or expert in electrical switches, right? So people prefer to listen from those authentic voices. The B2B buyers who are coming to you would want to hear from authentic voices on the platform. And why does this make a difference? Like I said, each year the decision making adds a new layer of people. So, what our research saw was now we have 7 people making a decision to buy something from you, to buy a contract from you, to buy a service from you, as opposed to where they were 3 years back, right? So, 3 years back, this number was not this high. Similarly, what used to take probably 2 to 3 months in terms of making a decision, in terms of saying yes or signing the paper, is now taking around 5 plus months. So the people are increasing, the buying cycle is increasing, making a sale, renewing a contract, making connections is getting harder and harder each year, right? So on an average, for a person who is trying to make a sale, for a person who's trying to get their contract done, on an average, they are now dealing with 11 people. And those 11 people might not be the people who are directly in touch with, but they also include people in the background who are making the decision. So it's not a one person game anymore, it's a multi person game. So why am I telling you all of this? Why is it necessary to know? Because all of these people in the background who are making those decisions, who are pushing your contracts, who are pushing your services towards another step in progress are focusing on your LinkedIn profile. So, what the first thing that most of them end up doing is coming on your LinkedIn profile, is looking at your history, is looking at your portfolio, is looking at what kind of content you're putting up, is looking at what are you an expert in, right? What this does is this builds credibility with your buyers. This builds credibility in terms of that you are a genuine person. You are a genuine person in the industry with a lot of experience, with expertise in your area, etc. So this is why the entire reason of having a LinkedIn profile becomes more and more important. And the more you use your profile and the more you use your authentic voice, you will start to see results. Those results will vary. Those results will might bring you visibility in your network, might build trust with your customers, and build meaningful relationship with your customers online and in real life as well. It will help you stay relevant, and most importantly, it will help you build your own brand. So, a lot of times, people probably connect with people in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. But when you're regularly posting on LinkedIn, when you're regularly connected on LinkedIn, you start to grow your reputation by being someone who knows what they're talking about, are experts in the industry, and you're also building your network while you're doing this. Then again, the starting point is, and a lot of people who here in this group do not have a LinkedIn profile, the first thing becomes like, how do I set it up? How do I make a LinkedIn profile? So we are available on Google Play Store, we are available on App Store, or what you can do is just simply go on www.linkedin.com and you can fill your email ID, you can generate your basic information and start creating a profile. The first thing that comes when you are requested to create a profile is have your picture. A lot of times what we do is we add up, you might have been to a wedding and you end up adding your wedding pictures where you have a lot of people in your picture, or a lot of times you're in an informal environment and you end up adding that picture on your LinkedIn profile. The best thing would be to have a plain background picture, a professional picture. And what a picture does is, a picture, again, everything is around driving credibility. So adding a picture will drive credibility to you. Adding a picture will make you look more human, more genuine, and people will believe the content that you're putting up because they know the face behind the content. They know the face who is wanting to engage with them. Further, we have another update, which is you can record your name or pronounce how to pronounce your name. A lot of times when you deal with international clients and they don't know necessarily how to pronounce your name, this kills the awkwardness of mispronouncing. So this is like a new feature. It's a very savvy feature. You can easily just record your name pronunciation and just put it on your profile. Also, now, what we are doing is creating a profile. Now, slowly, while we are creating a profile, we'll also start to create our own brand and see what are the pieces of information that we need to put and how we need to put on our profile to come out more as an expert, more as a leader in our industry. So when you do add your industry, which increases like 38K people on LinkedIn search you just by your industry. So when you do that, then you come on your headline. So in your headline, this is, let's say it's a very important real estate offshore LinkedIn profile. The first thing that a person sees when they search you up or when they search your industry is they see your picture, and just beneath your picture, they will start to see your headline. Your headline should include what are you doing, what are your areas of expert, where you have been working, what do you excel in, right? And now with AI coming in, you have a lot of help and a lot of support from my AI features. So even if you fill up a basic background, a basic detail of what your profile is all about and where you excel in your professional career, AI will really help you finesse that and match it to your profile, the words to your profile better. So that's a very good feature that we've been integrating with AI. Then we have what we call the elevator pitch. So the next section that you have is a summary section. The headline is a teaser of your professional profile, a teaser of what you excel in, and a summary is a pitch. It's an elevator pitch of what you have been doing in that industry, what you have learned or handled in that industry, how are you changing leadership, how are you changing relationships or selling models, etc. So it's 2,600 characters. So what, like one of the things that we saw, what a person or what your potential client or customer will see when they do land up on your profile is your summary. They want to know about you. They want to know about your professional experience. It's it's where your LinkedIn profile changes from just being your profile to you starting to create a brand of your own. So make sure you spend time here, make sure you list out most details, and make sure you do mention what is important. Further, always detail your work experience. So give them a history of where you've worked, what you've done, what projects you've handled, so they know in terms of credibility. And if they can find mutual connections of companies that you have worked with, they can probably check up your references, check up your how their experience have been, and maybe it in a sense of creating a selling journey, in a sense of renewing a contract, this becomes really important for you. Add skills, get endorsed, tell your friends to endorse you, add as many skills as you can. With that, do not forget to request a recommendation and feature content. Add all of the projects that you've handled, add all of the details that you've handled. So this makes sure that if anybody wants to see what you've been doing, any PR, any news form, any blog, any project PPT, please do add that. It becomes really important. Somebody can just go on your LinkedIn profile, open your presentation and check your details or check, is this what they're looking for? And the entire experience of connecting with you gets shorter and more important and more impactful. What we also have is when you go on a search, so instead of just telling them, this is my LinkedIn profile, search up my name, you can start giving your QR codes. So when you share your QR codes, anybody can scan your QR code and will be redirected to your LinkedIn profile. So we're trying to make the entire experience of connecting and networking pretty easy. Now, a lot of times, and which a lot of people in this group have a LinkedIn profile, a lot of times we still don't get visibility. We're doing everything, we've made our profile, all our details are there, but the visibility isn't there. So this is probably because a lot of your privacy and showing and visibility are not updated. So the next thing for you to do would be to update your privacy. Make sure everybody can see details that are not extremely personal to you. You can show your headline, your summary, and like I said, headline and summary become extremely important. That's what a person lands on the first thing that they search your profile when they search your profile. Okay, now going ahead, you have your LinkedIn profile. You created your LinkedIn profile, you maintained everything. How would you leverage it as your brand? How would you voice yourself on LinkedIn? So this is an activity that we all can do. So let's start with scanning this QR code. This is what we call a social selling index. Let's do a QR code and let's see what number comes up when you scan this QR code on your mobile. So I'll give you like 5 minutes. probably maybe less if we start to have numbers ahead. Just just scan this QR code and add the numbers in the chat. What do you see? What are the numbers that are coming up in your chat? I cannot see any numbers. Puneet, can you see any numbers?
Yeah, I see the people have added numbers, started number.
Okay. So what those numbers mean? Those numbers mean that this is how we are measuring you on your social selling index. This is how we are looking at how you using your profile to make social connections, to make a sales connection, to connect with your clients, to connect with your peers. And if there's a possibility in getting better, or maybe you're already at a great place and you can start to share this. So it's not a comparison per se. It's not like, okay, this number is great and this number is not great. It's more of a self-reflection. It's more for you to see, where do I stand? And in the next 3 months, for me to maintain my LinkedIn profile, start posting regularly, where do I become? And when you go back and when you scan this again after 3 months, you will start to see changes in those numbers and changes in the way that you use your LinkedIn profile, provided that you're really regular, you're really putting up the effort, you're being visible, you're networking, you're updating, etc. So what is the Puneet, what is the highest number that we've got on the chat till now?
I think
59.
it's 59. 59.
Yeah.
Wow. I think there are a lot of experts already here. So with that, with the experts, for the experts who are there in the call right now, we need to understand, how do we maximize our impact? How do we make better use of our time, add more value in the time that we are putting on the platform, add more value in the connection, and then ultimately drive a business impact. So this is how we do that. The first thing for anybody to start posting on LinkedIn is always define what you're best in. Like, pick out 2 to 3 things in terms of your experience, in terms of your expertise. What are those 2, 3 things that you're best at? What are those 2, 3 things that you're amazing at and you can really give out pieces of knowledge, right? Then set a cadence. A lot of us can't be committed probably to do this 5 days a week, but we definitely can be committed doing it twice a week. So set a goal, a smart goal that is suitable to you. For people who can do it 5 days a week, perfect. But if you can't do 5 days a week or 6 days a week, then even 2 days a week, in terms of making it a smarter way to put out details or put out content, works just as fine. The idea is to realize what are the 2, 3 things that you really shine in, and then making sure that you continuously post it at a time goal that you have set for yourself, right? The last thing I would say is, don't overthink it. Be authentic. Don't try to copy anybody's style. Don't try to copy something that probably you want to be in terms of an aspiration. Start with authenticity. Start with what you believe in, because the more authentic you are and the more real you are, the more the content starts to resonate with the users around you. It might not resonate with all of them, but the people it really strikes a chord with would stay with you through and through till the time on your LinkedIn journey with you. Now, when I say pick out 2 to 3 content pillars, pick out 2 to 3 things that you're really good in, right? We have defined these pillars on our end in various buckets. Now, these buckets are thought leadership. So it's somebody who has 20 years of experience and wants to put out 20 years of their experience and trends and analysis or articles, etc. They tend to come in the thought leadership category, where they have so much of experience, they put out articles, they have posts from their industry leaders that they want to put across. Then we talk about company content. Because we've been handling Schneider for a long time, what we see is Schneider is one of those few companies that is a global force. They have unlimited loyalty and trust within their users, within their clients, within people who follow them on LinkedIn. And with that, they have ongoing webinars, events, programs. And I'm also made aware that there is a Gurukul program that is done at Schneider at your end. So when you do attend these events and webinars, and when you do learn about products and solutions, or there are big product launches, then you should go out. You should leverage being associated with Schneider. You should tag Schneider in your content and put out your thoughts and your point of views, details about the event, etc., which will help you in terms of you won't have to create everything from scratch. There is something that is available to you because your association with Schneider, and you can just readily post that. And you won't have to create PDFs. They'll give you graphics, they'll give you PDFs, you'll have page links from Schneider to support this, you'll have webinar links from Schneider to support this. So start putting this out more. Leverage, like I said, and I'm repeating it again, leverage your association with Schneider. Schneider is a global force, it's a global company, and it has more connections that we all of us can make in this lifetime. So that's a very good way to reuse what they've already put on their company page and put it across to your followers, to your content leaders, to your clients, etc. Now, we can't be on a social platform and we can't always be talking about work. It's unrealistic, right? So there's also a lot of things we do beyond work that we want to share with our colleagues, that we want to share with our clients. There's probably somebody took a hiking trip and they really enjoyed it. And probably somebody took up horse riding, right? And they really enjoyed it. So every now and then, there is no harm in putting details of your personal life or your personal experience or your trip details in your professional network to let them see that who you are beyond your work. You're just not your work, but who you are beyond your work. What are your values beyond your work, and how are you as a person, as an individual, beyond just a professional. So this adds a very human touch. This adds a very personal touch to your entire LinkedIn profile. Because we are in this session and because we have a lot of research behind this, not a lot of people know that they should leverage, which is the non-work related content on LinkedIn as well. So that's a very good tip for all of us attending this session today. Now you can gain knowledge, follow companies, follow influencers, attend events. And like I said, Schneider has 4.9 million followers on LinkedIn, which is a very big number. Out of that, 224K are just from India, and they are growing every month. And in the past 12 months, we've had 1.3 times growth in the number of people who are following Schneider as a page. What you will also see is that we can define Schneider followers. So Schneider can define the type of people they are following, are following them. So 30% of those followers come from the manufacturing functions, which means that 30% of people who are following Schneider are from the manufacturing industry, are working in some way or form as a manufacturing person or a manufacturing decision makers. And more than 56% of those people are in high positions with manager above. Why I'm listing these information down is, and why I'm listing this data point down is because these are not just people who are following Schneider. These are your potential clients who know about Schneider. And when you start to leverage the company in your updates, in your details, in your posts, you will start to see a lot of visibility coming up from the extended network to your updates as well, right? So they're sitting on a gold mine of like approximately 5 million followers. So we should definitely use it. Now, When I talk about using content, using Schneider's content, followers, putting out posts, what do I mean in terms of practicality of doing it? How do you really bring that to life? So let's say, uh, pick up a post that you want to do. Keep it extremely short, keep it to the point, keep it inspirational. A visual, a picture, a video, a GIF tends to do much better than just plain updates or plain posts. So when you put like I said, when you put out your uh, documents, when you put out PDFs, and when you put out graphics, if you're attended Gurukul, just put out a picture of all of you together, tag all of them, and when you put out what you've learned from that entire session, this visual in itself makes the update really, really authentic and impactful. Next, like I said, videos do great on LinkedIn. So lately we've seen around 36% increase in the number of people who've started to create video on LinkedIn. And when I say 36%, I just don't mean brands, I mean people. So they're creating more content, they're putting more videos. So aim for a very short video. You don't have to do an interview, like an entire session of minutes or hours. Just aim for a 30-second video. Start with one 30-second video in the entire week to put up with. Add some detail, add your point of view, and see how that works. See the engagement, see how people in your connection are reacting to it, right? So just start with, let's go back from this session and think about doing one 30-second video on LinkedIn this week for all of us. Focus on topics that are really important to your audience. So think about what is important to your audience, what is important to your clients. So is Schneider's new update or a switch update really important to your client? Or is the report, the yearly report for Schneider important for your client? Is the webinar something that they would have really loved to be a part of, but they couldn't be a part of? So you just share it on your LinkedIn so that they can make sure they grasp the knowledge of that webinar that they probably missed. So make sure that you're really focusing and putting content that is authentic to you, but at the same time, you make sure that it's also relevant for people who are connected to you. And we have this question a lot of time. What is the best day to post on LinkedIn? So the answer is here. The best day to post on LinkedIn is Tuesday, Thursdays, and Wednesdays. And the next question is, okay, I can post on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but what is the best time to post on LinkedIn? So according to a lot of studies, according to a lot of engagement that we've mapped, 10 to 11 a.m. is the highest engagement period that you have, right? And then by 2 o'clock, people start to become busy, extremely busy at their work or their commitments that they want to finish during the day. And then just before users are winding down for the night, you see slightly upgrade in terms of more clicks coming up, more engagement coming up, right? So that's how people use LinkedIn through the day. So 10 to 11 a.m. is your highest engagement period, and 2 p.m. around would be your lowest engagement period. Now, just again, whenever you're posting something, whenever you have content on, make sure that you're not just posting and leaving it, you're making it interactive. Reach out to your users on your content, on your comment section, talk to them, thank them, appreciate them. And uh, with that said, this needs to be a two-way street. So if users are engaging with you, if your connections are engaging with you, you need to engage with your connections as well. So here's a very quick checklist, a very quick cheat sheet on what should you be posting, when you should be posting, how you should be posting around your LinkedIn profile and make it better for you, for your journey. And hopefully, when you do end up doing it, you would be able to increase your social selling index, because what we've realized is that buyers and clients are 5 times more likely to engage with people who bring insights about their business versus a cold call versus a random outreach. Because again, everything is about authenticity, credibility, and bringing your brand and your voice out in the open on the platform. So that's about it. I will stop sharing my screen. Hi. I hope it was useful for all of you. And we are 5 minutes beyond time. Oh, I see the engagement section has been really, really good. And Pallavi has been taking care of the engagement on the comments. Thank you, Pallavi. Anything else, guys? Do you have any queries about your LinkedIn profile? Is there something that you want to know beyond what we presented you today? Is something on your mind for your LinkedIn profile? We'd be happy to answer questions. We'll be happy to take any of your doubts. No answers? No? Okay, perfect. So with that, I think it's a wrap on our session. Puneet, do you have anything to say to the wonderful audience we have today? Yes,
I
we
just
we
want to
can share the
say,
deck.
yeah. So thanks everyone for joining this call. And I just want to let you know that after this webinar, we will be hosting a quiz on our My Schneider platform. And we will be asking the same question that you have learned about in this webinar. And also the few winners will be getting exciting rewards on that platform.
Okay, there's one question I'd like to take, which is how do you engage with higher authority on LinkedIn? Right. So if you want to engage with them in terms of talking to them or speaking to them on a one-on-one DM or a one-on-one request, so then connections through sending them a request would be the best way. When you send a request, you get an option of typing a message. If you don't know the higher authority, if you don't know the management or leadership, in that case, give a little introduction on who you are, why do you want to connect with them, or if you've met them, do mention that we previously met here and I'd like to be connected on your LinkedIn profile here. If you want to engage on beyond a one-on-one insight, beyond a one-on-one connection, there are a lot of posts these leaders put up. Regularly engage with them, comment to them, ask questions, and that's how you can unlock engaging with a higher authority. Uh, there's another question, some tips for managing company page and getting high visibility on it. Company page is slightly different than your personal profile, but what remains consistent is the fact that you have to consistently post. So even Schneider, as such a big conglomerate, they keep on posting regularly about the product launches that they do, events and sessions and webinars that they do. And if your company page is India based, a lot of times we see higher engagement across festivals or events, etc. So the question that you have comes at a good time, because we're just entering in a few months we'll be entering the Shera, Diwali. We also have Rakhi coming up. So make use of your page to engage on festivities, on your product launches, on your testimonials from your clients. Get your clients to talk about what was their experience through your company and working with your company, and post that on your company page. That's how you can get visibility. Yes, it's a very good option to market on LinkedIn, which is what Schneider has also been doing, and a lot of other clients have also been doing for, I think, decades now. So I hope Pallavi and I have been able to answer all of your questions. And with that, I believe it's a wrap. And best of luck for your My Schneider quiz. I hope you do well. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveed and Pallavi, for the wonderful session. I think everyone has learned a lot about LinkedIn, and I think they would, and starting from me, I would start implementing all of these.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best, everyone. And a 30-second video this week is what we aim at. See you on your video. Bye bye.